Good day, everyone. Today we'll be presenting on the concept of process. This topic may be sound technical, but it's actually something we encounter every single day. Before we dive in, let me introduce our team. I am Geraldine Sarino, Kanyete Helen, Olidan Jules, and Morelia Jonathan. Together, we've explored how processes are defined, how they gain identity, how they're described, and the principles that make them effective. Our goal is to show you that processes aren't just rules on paper. They're the backbone of how organizations and even our daily lives functions. So, what exactly is a process? At its core, a process is a structured set of activities that transform inputs into outputs. Think of it like a recipe. You start with ingredients, follow steps, and end up with a finished dish. Processes give us consistency, efficiency, and predictability. They're everywhere in business, in schools, planning lessons, in hospital treating patients, and even in our home when we cook or clean. Without processes, tasks would be chaotic and results would vary wildly. That's why understanding the concept of process is so important. It's the foundation for achieving goals in a systematic way. Defining process identity. Every process has an identity, something that makes it unique and recognizable. This identity is shaped by three elements: its purpose, and its boundaries and stakeholders. Purpose answers the question: why does the process exist? Boundaries define where it starts and ends. Stakeholders are the people or systems involved. For example, the enrollment process in a university has a clear identity. Its purpose is to register students. Its boundaries from application, submission to enrollment, confirmation, and its stakeholders include students, staff, and technology system. Recognizing identity help us understand not just what process, but why it matters. Describing process and practice. To make a process useful, we need to describe it clearly. That means breaking it down into steps, identifying inputs and outputs, and mapping the flow of activities. Tools like flowcharts or process maps are especially helpful because they make complex processes easy to visualize. For instance, think about online shopping. You browse products, add items to your cart, and pay, and then wait for delivery. Each step connects logically to the next. When processes are described well, they become teachable, transferable, and easier to improve. In short, description turns abstract ideas into practical guidance.
Core principles of process. Processes aren't just random steps, they're guided by principles that keep them effective. First, clarity. Each step must be well defined so everyone knows what to do. Second, efficiency. Minimize waste and maximize value. Third, consistency. Outcomes should be reliable and repeatable. Fourth, adaptability. Processes must be flexible enough to handle change. And finally, measurement. We need to track performance to see what's working and what isn't. These principles act like guardrails, ensuring that processes don't just exist, but actually deliver results in a sustainable way. Examples of process in real life. Processes aren't abstract, they're part of everyday life. In business, order fulfillment in a commerce is a process, from placing an order to delivery. In education, lesson planning and teaching follow a process to ensure learning outcomes. In healthcare, patient admission and treatment are structured processes that save lives. And in daily life, cooking a meal or commuting to work are processes too. These examples show that processes are universal. Whether we're running a company or just making breakfast, processes give structure and predictability to our actions. Importance of process in organizations. Why do organizations care so much about processes? Because they ensure smooth operations and reduce errors. Processes provide accountability. Everyone knows their role and responsibilities. They also support continuous improvement, helping organizations adapt to new challenges. And perhaps most importantly, they build trust among employees, customers, and stakeholders. Imagine a hospital without clear processes for patient care or a business without a process for handling orders. The result would be confusion and mistakes. Strong processes are what we keep organizations reliable and resilient. Key insights from examinations. From our examination, we've learned that processes are living in system, not just static rules. Their identity anchors them to a purpose and stakeholders. Principles guide them toward efficiency and adaptability, and clear descriptions make them teachable and transferable. In other words, processes evolve over time, but they remain essential for achieving consistent results. The key insight is that processes aren't just technical tools, they're dynamic framework that help people and organizations succeed.
Recommendation for applying process principle. So how can we apply this principle in real life? First, document process clearly so they can be taught and repeated. Second, use visual tools like flowcharts to make them easier to understand. Third, review process regularly to adapt to changing needs. Fourth, engage stakeholders so process stay relevant and practical. And finally, measure outcomes to identify area for improvement. By following this recommendation, organization and individuals can ensure that their process remain effective, adaptable, and future proof. To wrap up, here are the reference we use in preparing this presentation. Davenport's process innovation, Hammer and Champy's re-engineering the corporation, Romler and Brach's improving performance, and ISOS quality management system. These works highlight the importance of the process in shaping organization and improving performance. Thank you for listening. We hope this presentation give you a clear understanding of the concept of the process and how it applies to both organization and everyday life.